Nita Chakrabarti, does Mamata Banerjee's move put the Gandhi family on notice, because they have to come up with a good reason? If this is the one face around which critical allies like Mamata Banerjee, Arvind Kejriwal, and I'm told that 8 others said that they don't have a problem, then the Gandhis need to have a very good reason to try and veto their own man, or at least somebody who they claim is their own man. Now, will they be willing to project him as Prime Minister? And if not, why not, Meeta?
Okay, good evening to all the fellow panelists and to the viewers. First of all, till about yesterday, the narrative that was being run by sections of media is that both Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal had prime ministerial ambitions of their own. Now, today, it's the same two leaders who have gone and have tried to project Mr. Kharge as the PM face and the coordinator of the India Alliance bloc. That's number one point. Number two, Mr. Kharge himself had rejected the proposal. Mr. Kharge had gone on record to state that let us fight this unitedly, let there be elected MPs, and let the elected MPs choose the next leader. He has made it very, very clear in his press conference. It was nobody else but Mr. Kharge who had come up with that statement. Number three, we had 28 political parties participating today. We have a deadline. By 31st of December, we will have a seat sharing formula and the seat sharing to be finalized. And as early as 30th of January, we will start doing our joint rallies. So there have been
30th of January is 1 month away. Campaigning peaks in February and March. If your first rally happens in 30th January, that's not showing much urgency. But one second, Rajat Sethi, what is tougher for the BJP? Modi versus no one, Modi versus an ambiguous India alliance, or Modi versus Kharge? Arithmetically, what is trickier? Rajat Sethi.
Well, I think Khargeji, with all due respect to his experience and everything, he is close to zero only. So Modi versus Kharge.
Why do you say he's close to zero?
See, I mean, on a serious note, he himself lost his 2019 election. He was defeated by an erstwhile Congress, his own MLA who was groomed by him, Umesh Yadav.
No, but he could potentially consolidate the Dalit votes in favor of the opposition, and that's a vote bank the BJP has been trying very hard to woo.
So certainly, I agree. He comes with the credential that he belongs to the Dalit community, but just having a simplistic affiliation to one community in today's day and age doesn't cut. You have to have a very proactive approach. You need to have a programmatic approach. You need to have an emotional outreach to the community. And just by sheer optics, I don't think Congress will be able to win back its core base, which used to be Dalit based till 2009 elections. But there has been a tectonic shift in that vote base. And I don't see any kind of an emotional outreach.
You're saying the Dalits who've moved away will not come back just because the India Alliance projects Kharge. If they do, the governments work very hard through Labhartis and various other schemes to woo the Dalit community, and we saw that play out in the recent assembly elections amongst the Dalits and amongst the tribals as well. Rajdeep Sardesai joins us. He was out and about at the India Alliance meeting. Mallikarjun Kharge did that press conference all by himself. Usually it's a joint meeting. Everybody gets to have a word in. Lots of questions tossed around. Does that indicate that all's not well in the India Alliance, which is why Lalu, Nitish, I'm told now by our reporters in Bihar, upset with Mamata Banerjee and Kejriwal rooting for Kharge as PM?
I don't think that is necessarily the case, Rahul. The sense I get is that Lalu, Nitish, among others, want someone to be made convener. They feel that there is a need for some kind of direction in terms of leadership. Whether that leadership has to come from Nitish Kumar, as perhaps the Bihar lobby hopes, or whether it has to come from Mallikarjun Kharge, as perhaps Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal suggested.
Why? You met Mamata yesterday. Why? Yesterday when she spoke, she wasn't rooting for Kharge. She said, okay, we'll decide later. Why did she, within 24 hours, root so strongly for Kharge?
Very interesting question, Rahul. You will recall yesterday, in fact, at the press conference, I was the journalist who asked her this. And if Mallikarjun Kharge is pushed, will you support him? And she said, no, decision on leadership should be taken after the elections, after the general election, not before. In 24 hours, Mamata Banerjee has made this proposal. What is the reason behind it is unclear at the moment. I think somewhere they believe, there is a section which believes that that they want to see the Congress's commitment to take this alliance forward, where making Mr. Kharge in some form a leader would be one of the elements of taking the sort of alliance forward. The problem they're having is at the moment, neither does the alliance have a common minimum program. They don't have a leader. Their narrative is basically, as of now, built on anti-Modism. So unless they push forward, fast forward, I think this is the way in which Mamata and others are saying you need to fast forward this exercise. If Mr. Kharge has to be made, do it now. Don't do it on the eve of the election. I think this is just to test the Congress at the moment to see how committed is the Congress to take
How is
forward
the
some of these
Congress, in your
disruptive
best
proposals.
estimate, likely to react? The Gandhis, obviously, Sonia Gandhi would like Rahul Gandhi to be Prime Minister. Priyanka would like that as much. Now they've suddenly got a googly bowl their way. How are they likely to face this?
You know, the sense I get, Rahul, interestingly, is that Rahul Gandhi himself is clearly not interested in being projected as Prime Minister. The people around him certainly would like to project him, and I think Sonia Gandhi is among those. I think the Congress is worried that they cannot be dictated to by these regional parties. The problem for this India alliance, the elephant in the room, Rahul, remains the Congress party. How much is the Congress party willing to concede? Before these assembly election results, the Congress thought it could dictate terms to the alliance. Their defeat has meant that now it's these allies who are trying to, in a way, fast forward this alliance process and dictate terms to the Congress. How much space is the Congress willing to give these allies is the big question. But clearly we saw, I think, a shift in the power equations today. I know you say that Kharge addressed the rally, but that's because this was convened by the Congress. But the sense I got is the allies are restive and want the Congress to take decisions faster.
Rashid Kidwai, is that likely to happen? Is the Congress chastened after the defeat in the Hindi heartland and the walloping it got at the hands of the BJP? Because they were earlier thinking they could win 3, they could win 2, or maybe at least 1. They won nothing. Has that brought the Congress down to Mother Earth or not?
Absolutely, Rahul. I think there is a sense of desperation, if not urgency, to get things moving and moving fast. I think the Congress is also doesn't fancy its own chances of having one of them as a prime minister unless they cross 150 Lok Sabha seat mark, which is very big. At present, the Congress is not even sure of winning 100 plus Lok Sabha seats. So this is arithmetic. I think they just need to get their act together collectively.
But why then, Rajdeep, are they doing their first rally on the 30th of January? I mean, February and March is when you campaign, April and May is elections. Your first rally happens on the 30th of January. By then we have a lovely Ram temple. The BJP is running riot over the opposition by then.
You know, Rahul, time is running short for the opposition. Even this meeting, Rahul, has been held, after almost 4 months?
109 days, Rajdeep. 109 days after Mumbai.
That's right. So, the fact is that the Congress, in that sense, showed no urgency over the last few months in the expectations that they would do very well in these assembly elections. Now that they've not done well, there's an element of concern, naturally. But the fact is, again, the real battle, and you've been showing numbers, Rahul, is Congress versus BJP. How is the Congress going to recover ground in the one-on-one battles? The regional parties are reasonably confident that they can hold on to their own. I was with Uddhav Thackeray a short while ago, and he insists that in Maharashtra, he believes that their Mahavikas Aghadi can take the BJP on. There's a confidence there. I don't think the Congress has any confidence at the moment of taking on the BJP in the Hindi heartland. And unless they're able to achieve that, I don't see this India alliance actually being able to challenge the BJP nationally, Rahul.
Amitabh Tiwari, to the extent that it does, what implication with the assembly election results, where the BJP already came close to 50% vote share in several seats, have on the battle for 2024, given that the BJP is likely to get a bump because of the fact that Prime Minister Modi will directly be on the ticket? Does that then mean that in every battle which is Congress versus BJP, it's advantage BJP?
See, essentially these 3 Hindi heartland states, the BJP has maxed out with 62 Lok Sabhas.
Correct, 62 out of 65.
However, there is a bigger message for the 190 direct BJP versus Congress contest, in which BJP won 175 and Congress won only 15 of the seats. The vote share gap is a mammoth 20%. Of the 303 seats which BJP has won in 2019, 224 seats they scored more than 50% vote share. So this battle, see, Congress is in contention only in 261 seats, first and second. 190 versus BJP and 71 versus regional parties. Here is where it has to get 100 or 150 to stay in contention. And the problem for the Congress party, unfortunately, is that the regional parties who are part of the India bloc do not have any role in these 190 seats. So Congress is largely on its own in these 190 seats. So Congress is the natural leader of the alliance because it accounts for half of the vote share and almost 1/3 of the seats. But do they go ahead with a face or not? And as you mentioned, with the ticket, the name of Prime Minister Modi on the ticket, as per your survey, India Today Access My India survey 2019, for 37% of people, which is the highest, PM face was the most important voting consideration. So if you don't have a PM face, you are literally excluding 37% of the voters from your target addressable market. And that's the biggest question for the India bloc going ahead. And you mentioned about the Jan 30 rally. Last time, the MCC came into effect on 10th of March, which is less than 3 months away. So time is running out. We might see some parties still wriggling out.
That's why Zayyad Zafar Islam is not complaining. He's not spoken much in the show, but he says, "ठीक है, अगर ऐसे लड़ोगे तो लड़ लो." We are quite happy because we know no matter how the debate ends, we know how the battle will end next time. Zafar?
Well, in our view, Rahul, they have already lost the battle because you know that the election is just around the corner. If this India alliance or the Gandhi alliance, they are now thinking of fighting a battle against us and having their first meeting, next meeting next month, and their joint rally on 30th of January, you can very well understand that they have already accepted defeat because they know, well, they must be getting the feedback from the ground that no matter what you do, you cannot pose challenge to the
Okay, let me try and show in terms of numbers 4 sheets which really give you a sense of what might happen if the BJP goes head to head with the Congress, what might happen when the Congress goes head to head with the regional party, when a regional party goes head to head with the BJP, and the level of the kind of election that will be fought is very different. So I'll start first with seats where the battle is BJP versus Congress. So in the analysis that we did, you've got about 190 seats where the head-on-head fight is BJP versus Congress. The BJP won 175 of those in the last elections. The Congress won only 15. The BJP's vote share on an average was 56.5. The Congress's vote share was 35.3. That's a 20% gap. Remember, even if the BJP comes down a bit from 56.5, there were a lot of headroom because the Congress's base is 35.3. These are the seats where the battle is BJP versus Congress. Let's look now at battles where the BJP is up against, say, a regional party, or a regional party is up against the Congress. So here are the battles where it's BJP versus a regional party, say the Trinamool, or say the BRS, or the Biju Janata Dal. Here it's different. There are 185 such seats. The BJP won 128 of them in the last elections. The regional parties won 57. Here the gap in vote share is just 7%, 47 for the BJP, 40 for the regional party. So the battle is tighter, a 7% gap between the BJP and the regional parties, which puts the regional parties on a stronger footing. Remember, the Congress won only 15, the regional parties won 57, where they are fighting the BJP. After this, let's now come to seats where the battle is Congress versus a regional party. Congress versus a regional party, 71 first seats. The battle means first versus runner-up. Who's first, who's runner-up? 71 seats where Congress was up against a regional party. Here the gap is just 0.2%. Congress with 40.7% of the vote share, regional parties with 40.9% of the vote share. So just a 0.2% gap in vote share, and the Congress 3 seats up over the regional party. So here the battle is quite different. If I look now at seats where the 2 regional parties up against each other, you had the first party at say 50.8 and the second at 35, and then 97 such seats where there are 2 regional parties up against each other. But for the purpose of this analysis, the first, second and third categories are most important, which really tells you how Congress is the weak link. Rajdeep, how are the Gandhis likely to react? Will they accept Mallikarjun Kharge as the prime ministerial candidate? And remember, all these India Alliance members, the likes of Mamata Banerjee, the likes of Uddhav Thackeray, they're in Delhi, they're working the phone lines. Meeta, your sense of whether the Gandhi family and the Congress will accept Kharge ji? Do you want your man to be Chief Minister, the Prime Ministerial candidate or not?
Well, as clearly communicated by Mr. Kharge, the decision regarding the Prime Minister will be taken after the election has been fought and the elected MPs can elect the leader of the House. So that's a procedure that we are going to follow, and that has been very clearly articulated by our AICC president. Now, regarding 2019 election, if my data is correct, BJP got about 37.7% vote share. And even if you put the allies together, I think about 60% vote went to the opposition parties. Now, the opposition parties were not fighting together. So if you take an example of Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal, and among these three states, we're talking about 130 parliamentary seats. Now, in Maharashtra, a Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray fraction and NCP and Congress were not fighting together. In Bihar, JDU, NCP and Congress were not fighting together. In West Bengal, for example, Congress and TMC were not fighting the election together. So when you
how much of a difference might it make in a state like West Bengal, Amitabh Tiwari, if the Congress and the Trinamool do fight together? How much of a difference could it make to the BJP's fortunes? One potential is that the Muslim vote unites fully behind the Trinamool and the Congress. The other is that the Muslim vote in a state like West Bengal is largely going to be with the Trinamool in any case, regardless of whether the Congress is on the ticket, because they'll be seen as the prime opponent to the BJP. So what impact might it make on the ground in the elections? Amitabh Tiwari.
I mean,